get dressed, and into something else here. We can't have you here. We had good management, but man, we were always busy. Good stuff, man. North Korea. Now, if they struck the United States, Washington State seems to be imminent. Now, this is according to a state senator who wants to change a law preventing the state from planning for an attack. Now, his name is Mark Miliska, who represents the Federal Way near Tacoma, said Washington was the closest continental U.S. state to North Korea, which has been threatening the country with a nuclear attack. And the Republican lawmakers said that the increasing rhetoric means such a strike was starting to become imminent. Now, who reports this? The Daily Mail. Miliska says that he was holding a state Senate committee meeting on Wednesday to discuss it. That's today. To discuss the restrictions placed on emergency managers, including those, he said, prohibit preparation for the evacuation or relocation of residents in anticipation of a nuclear attack. The state senator, who reportedly flew nuclear-ready B-52 bombers during the Cold War, said the U.S. finds itself less safe than it was during that time. Less safe. Not as prepared. Not as ready. In the Cuba Missile Crisis, do you remember that, folks? Were you alive back then? Some of you were. Actually, many of you were. I know that for a fact. But in the Cuba Missile Crisis, we have the institution of red phone and various ways of contacting each other military to make sure we don't escalate. The senator went on. None of that exists with North Korea. With the current regime, we don't even have anything close to the controls over the relationship we had with the Soviets and its leaders. He says the 1984 state law that prevents nuclear war planning came when U.S. tensions with the former Soviet Union were on the decline, former State Representative Dick Nelson told the Seattle Times in May. Anything that was a prescription for more concern, like civil defense exercises, was felt to be non-productive, Nelson told the newspaper. People didn't want to be in any sort of posture that people were anticipating more nuclear threats. We wanted to reduce the threat. And the Seattle Times said some lawmakers believe at the time that there was little chance of surviving a nuclear attack, and the state was better off planning for other disasters. Manusha said a bipartisan group of lawmakers in the state are pushing to change that rule in light of the North Korean threat. Do you think he's got a point? What do you think? Is there nothing that they can do? To me, they might, if they really feel like it's imminent, and if the Defense Department or the Pentagon feel like it's imminent, that it's going to be there, that they need to get the THAAD missile system over there, and that would be a good way to probably knock it out of the sky. But the rhetoric does continue, and it doesn't seem that these sanctions recently that were put out seem to be making any difference, because Kim Jong-un continues to say that he's going to strike the United States. And we've definitely tightened the noose with oil coming in and supplies coming in. But according to experts, it doesn't seem like it's going to stop this guy. They say that a launch is imminent, and it's going to be an ICBM missile. And where that ICBM ends up, we don't know. But what we do know, and I've mentioned this, for a year or longer, that the Iranians, they've given, and the Chinese, between the two, have given them the scientists and the blueprints and the information to be able to achieve these feats. With the money, you can thank the Ayatollahs. You can thank the Chinese for the guidance systems. And a lot of their military stuff, their Scud missiles and all that in the 90s, that was That was Iran. Did you know that? That was Iran that gave them that technology. Thank you very much. You notice they have been pretty quiet. There hasn't been really a lot of conversation about Iran, and I think they're watching. I think they're watching because we have a different administration. I think they know that we're not messing around, and I think they want to see what we're going to do. Because whatever it is that we're going to do to stop them from achieving what they want, and that's to destroy something, to be able to be a quote-unquote menace, or excuse me, a nuclear power that's to be taken seriously, he can't be trusted. And I think he's reckless and dangerous. And my fear is that one of these suckers goes off and malfunctions and, knocks us into war. And, one lands into Japan. My brother lives there, so, and there's so does tens of millions of people that live there as well, i.e. our military. This is definitely one of these issues that is going to we're going to hear much more of our military taking action, and Trump has even alluded to that. And the State Department is saying that they are really meeting to figure out what the strategy is going to be next, and it's going to be a military maneuver. And you got to bet that they're going to find something to shut down their communications, maybe plant an EMP above their atmosphere and knock out all their energy, their power, their capabilities, and probably a very swift, decisive strike against their military installations. I just cannot imagine not doing that. And we definitely have great satellite imagery showing just where it is. Plenty of intelligence to get the job done. But it will be very, very quick. I can tell you that. And it'll happen when you least suspect it. So just a FYI here on today's broadcast, you may want to make a note. It's gonna, every time I tell you this, it happens. But it's going to happen fast, and you're going to be, oh my God, we've been talking about it. It's going to happen very quickly here. Leaves him no choice, and we've learned just a little over a week ago that he was ready for a launch. We can't afford something that's going to kill people in the peninsula, or even make it at the Seattle mayor and the governor and the senators all upset and really worried, and citizens rightly so, if they can reach Seattle. I mean, that's a lot of folks there in Seattle, but no matter whether it's Hawaii or Guam, we can't have this guy have that capability and ratchet off what is said to the Ayatollah's death to America, because that's what the children chant over there. Good grief. More for the people right around the corner.
This thing called life, wait for the people, for the people, for the people is there.
It's unlike anything you've ever been through in your life, man. I was driving. This kid threw a grenade at us and went right over our vehicle. It was 12 years old.
The shockwave went through my head, rattled up my brain, and left.
Danger is around you 360 degrees at all times, and you can't unlearn that.
It's impossible to describe the sacrifices these men and women have made to protect our freedoms, and the job of rebuilding their lives is massive and growing every day. Many will need the programs offered by the Wounded Warrior Project for years to come.
I didn't know what PTSD was. All I knew is I was having nightmares. And when I got released, my reintegration was go check in at the VA, man.
My first coping mechanism was use drugs. Just numb it. Don't feel anything.
I was angry. I'm trying to pull myself out of that right now.
Your gift today of $19 per month will honor and empower these veterans so they can aid and assist each other.
The Wounded Warrior Project is a life raft.
I can say this without question that I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for it.
Women Wear Project is the first step, getting back out into the world and reforming yourself outside of the service.
Call or go online with a pledge of $19 a month. You'll receive this Wounded Warrior Project blanket, and your gift will provide critically needed programs that rebuild lives.
That was my first feeling of actually being a part of something bigger than myself again.
Well, I lost a few really close friends overseas, and if I quit, I'm going to let them down, and I'm not about to do that.
I'm learning to face my fears head on, to trust and see what happens at the end.
It's a long process, but I had the drive and desire.
Please, call or go online with your gift right now.
For the people is there.
For the People is on the air for you. Each day we strive to tell it to you straight, not watered down, so you can know what's going on each day. Our show is different from many of the others on air. We're not afraid of the PC police, and we explain our position, at the same time understanding the left's position and what we can do to further a conservative agenda for America. For the People is listener-supported and relies on listeners like you to help us get the word out. So, if you like what we do and want to help For the People, sign up today at our website at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. Your support allows us to report the news fearlessly and guarantees our survival on the air. As a thank you, we'll send you our monthly newsletter with commentary and money-saving tips. Can we count on your support? Thank you for helping America. To become a For the People member, log on to forthepeopleshow.com. Now, get ready, get set for 123 Ready TV, the brand new app that everyone's talking about for your PC or Android device that allows you access to most every movie or TV show ever made. Sound incredible? Well, it is, because once you pay $19.99, that's all you pay. Just the movies and TV shows you like without the hassle. The internet streams everything already. What 123 Ready does is it finds them, then delivers them directly to you, commercial-free. There's nothing quite like it, and it's available now at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. And before you buy 123 Ready TV, watch the video and see how simple it is to start watching all those movies and TV shows. If you like movies and TV shows, but don't enjoy paying for all of them, no problem. Just pay $19.99 and start enjoying countless titles and entertaining TV better than anyone. Get your 123 Ready TV for $19.99 at forthepeopleshow.com. Just click on the store page. Keith Allen and For the People back on your radio. Fibromyalgia, what do you know about it? Millions of people suffer from it, and I remember several years ago, there were people saying that fibromyalgia was just in your head and it was a psychological issue, and that really infuriated people that actually suffered from the disease. Maybe you don't know a whole lot about fibromyalgia. Well, I've been familiar with fibromyalgia myself for 15 years. I don't have it, but my wife has. You see, shortly after we married, she would take long baths, and she would say, "I'm burning my bones." And I used to say, why is she burning her bones? I think, maybe she's got arthritis. People suffer from that. So her mother had it, rheumatoid arthritis, which is a very debilitating form of arthritis. And anybody that knows that, has that, it's terrible. And I thought that's all it was, but it got worse and worse and worse as the years have progressed. And they know a lot more about fibromyalgia, and I came across an article talking about Lady Gaga. Now, maybe you don't know who Lady Gaga is, but maybe you've heard the name. But she's a singer, she's an entertainer, and she was revealing in a Netflix documentary that fibromyalgia has been causing her chronic pain for over several years. The documentary Gaga, 5'2", it basically shows the singer being treated for chronic pain. She was taken to Twitter on Tuesday to identify specifically as fibromyalgia, a disease that causes widespread joint and muscle pain throughout